Micron technology stock is on a rise and is set to hit new highs this year. Why? Because it's the NVIDIA of memory chips. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, guys. Micron stock is surging. Let's get right into the details. Thomas, you had mentioned something along the lines of where NVIDIA's differentiated chip designs have spawned a new industry. Micron is perfectly positioned to capitalize on it because of its power consumption. So tell us more about this and the recent price surge, if you would. Do you think Micron can truly become the NVIDIA of memory chips, or is this comparison just kind of overstated?
No, I think it's happening right now. And to think about the power consumption angle, the data centers that they're using and building to power AI use as much power as Bitcoin. One of the biggest issues with Bitcoin since its inception was how much power it uses. Is it really worthwhile because of all the power it uses? It's not green. And technically, Bitcoin really is green because more than 50% of its power is renewable as compared to AI, which is not that good. AI uses as much power. Micron's HBM3 chips use 30% less power than the competition, which is a significant amount of power reduction for comparable or superior performance. That just sets it head and shoulders apart. Right now, SK Hynix leads the market because they kind of invented the HBM3 configuration. Micron was kind of late to the party, but it's definitely producing some solid equipment. I think that's going to take it to market share gains and help it dominate this market.
Now let's talk about one of the other big things here, and that is Micron getting the CHIPS Act money. We're talking more than $6 billion in federal grant money here. So why is this so significant for Micron?
Tired of guessing which stocks to ditch? MarketBeat's exclusive report, 20 Stocks to Sell Now, cuts through the noise. Uncover the truth behind Wall Street's ratings, as our list is curated from the stocks that top analysts consistently rate as hold or sell. Don't let your portfolio suffer. These 20 companies have been red flagged for a reason, so act now and safeguard your investments. This report is free, but only available for a limited time, so download today.
Yeah, well, like Thomas just said, Micron's making a huge investment in building out their infrastructure. And let's be clear, while $6 billion is a lot of money, it's about a tenth of what Micron is going to be spending as a company to do this whole build out over time. Still, right now, as we've seen over the past 12 months or so, the federal government's probably the biggest game in town as far as injecting juice into the market and ingesting juice into the economy. This is big for Micron in terms of getting those projects started. It's going to be big for those local economies where they hit. Overall, this is a bullish sign for the stock.
Want to keep your finger on the pulse of the market? Text the word YouTube to 68285. That's 68285, and get free breaking news alerts from MarketBeat for the stocks that matter most to you. Don't miss out on crucial updates. Stay informed and stay ahead.
Right. And let's remember that Micron is the only domestic producer of memory chips. That's why it's getting the CHIPS Act money. This is part of national defense. I mean, Micron has the support of the government.
Now, recently, Micron has been investing heavily in new facilities, which is obviously seen as a strategic move for future growth. But do you think these investments are going to pay off, or is Micron kind of making too much of a risk right now?
No, I don't think it's too much of a risk because they're ramping production to meet expected industry demand, but also to build out capacity for this new HBM market. So over time, this is certainly going to play well into Micron's growth.
All right, analysts are responding very well to Micron's position and the evolving outlook for them. What is that community saying overall about the stock?
Well, I think the analysts, they like the stock. They've been upgrading it. They've been raising their price targets. It's ranked on MarketBeat's list of most upgraded and top-rated stocks. The most recent one came from Morgan Stanley, I think it was. Yeah, Morgan Stanley. They upgraded it to equal weight from underweight, saying that they had carried a bullish or a bearish stance far too long. They were lamenting their position. They mentioned all the things that we've mentioned. They credit Micron's performance and its late start, but it's also its position in the market and its ability to take share.
All right, so Micron is at an inflection point, guys, and we could see shares hit $200. Let's take a look at the chart and talk a little bit more about that.
Right. So this is the weekly chart of Micron stock. You can see it bottomed here in 2022 as industry normalization kind of began, and we kind of see the end of that coming about over here. Industry market normalization is happening. AI is taking off. Excuse me. The analysts lead the stock to a new high. We're testing resistance right here. This is a significant resistance, a critical pivot point. The market gets above here. I see it gaining $20, which would be this magnitude from here to here, up to $50 to $75, which would be from this rally point to here, the bottom to the top. But from this 200 and 130 breakout point, we could put this stock up to $200 pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under on that. And it's really just for no other reason than I think Micron's a good example of two things that can be true at the same time. I think Micron is one of those companies that has everybody's looking for what companies are going to be the next NVIDIA, which sounds insane, but that's kind of how a lot of investors think. They've already moved on from NVIDIA, at least some have, and they're looking for that next stock that they can get in while it's still relatively small. Micron could be one of those companies. The stock's up over 90% for this year. For the last 12 months of their revenue and earnings, they're actually lower than they were from the prior period. So there's something there that's not aligning for me. Anyway, I think this is a case of just a stock that's a little ahead of itself right now. I think it's going to go up. I see some analysts do have a price target of over $200. I'm not seeing it getting there in the next in the next 12 months. I do agree with Thomas. I think that $140 range, that could be a reasonable price target here. I'm just not seeing it go to 200, at least not in the short term.
All right, well, thank you everyone for watching today. Stay tuned as we will continue to keep our eye on this stock and of course, many more right here at MarketBeat. Don't forget to leave your comments down below and go ahead and check out MarketBeat's resources to help you with all of your investment needs. Until next time, we'll talk soon.